$13 billion. That's what Microsoft invested in OpenAI. And yet, for the single most important feature in its Office suite in 2026, the company just turned around and chose a competitor's AI model instead. The shockwave hit the industry in seconds, and within 24 hours, Google fired back with an announcement that affects more than 3 billion people. What happened between March 9th and 10th is not just another software update. This is the opening shot in a total war for control over global productivity. And if you use documents, spreadsheets, or email, your work is about to change forever. Here's exactly what just went down.
And Google's response operates on an entirely different scale. Workspace has over 3 billion monthly active users and 11 million paying business customers. That's 5 times the user base of Microsoft 365. When Google changes how its tools work, half the connected planet feels it. But their philosophy is the opposite of Microsoft's. No autonomous agent working in the shadows. Instead, Gemini integrates directly into each app, right where you're already working. No switching windows, no opening a separate chatbot. The AI becomes invisible. It merges into your natural workflow. In Google Docs, there's a feature called Help Me Create. You give it a single instruction, and it generates an entire document. But it doesn't just spit out generic text. It pulls context from your Drive, your Gmail, your chat history, even the web. You ask for a community newsletter based on your recent meeting notes and upcoming events, and you get a fully structured draft built from your real data. Then you refine it section by section, shorten a paragraph, expand an idea, rearrange the flow, all without regenerating everything. 2 additional options are worth highlighting.
This will be a series of video that we will present you new free AI tools. So don't forget to subscribe, drop like, and leave positive comments so the next episode shows on your video recommendations.
Match Right Style analyzes your old documents and mimics your personal voice. It's no longer generic AI text, it's text that sounds like you. Match Doc Format goes even further. Gemini can take a template you frequently use, scan your emails for relevant information, and autofill the document in the right places. Imagine you're preparing a travel folder. Flight confirmations, hotel bookings, car rentals. All Gemini just erased it. You describe what you want to track in plain English. The system builds the tables, categories, headings, and even populates the first entries by pulling from your files and emails. But the real game changer is called Fill with Gemini. Instead of manually entering data into each cell, the AI fills the spreadsheet itself. It can classify information, generate summaries, or pull real-time data from Google Search. Let's say you're building a comparison table of universities for a candidate. You drag your mouse down the column, and Gemini automatically fills in tuition fees, application deadlines, and admission requirements. Google tested this on 95 participants. For a task involving 100 cells, this feature was 9 times faster than manual entry.
On a benchmark called Independence, which tests an AI's ability to perform complex spreadsheet tasks, Gemini scored 70% accuracy. That puts it ahead of every other AI system, and remarkably close to the level of a human expert. Google Slides evolved too. Gemini can now generate slides that match your presentation's existing theme, pulling relevant content from your files and emails. Full deck generation from a single prompt is coming soon. For now, each slide can be built individually, then adjusted. Colors, layout, rewording, on demand.
The principle is consistent everywhere. The AI doesn't force a finished product on you. It gives you a smart starting point that you then shape. But there's something else, something most coverage missed entirely. It happened inside Google Drive, and it might be the most significant piece of all. After a few years of use, most people's Drive looks like a digital junk drawer. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of files you vaguely remember but can't find. Classic keyword search doesn't solve this because it doesn't understand what you're looking for. It just matches text.
Google is now rolling out AI overviews in Drive. Instead of a raw list of files, the system interprets your intent and summarizes the relevant information right at the top. You type, "Which hotel was booked for my trip?" Instead of wading through 47 files, you get the answer instantly, with a link to the confirmation email. No 10-minute scavenger hunt. Then there's Ask Gemini in Drive. You can cross-reference documents, emails, calendar events, and web info all at once to answer a complex question. Select your tax files and ask, "What question should I ask my accountant before filing?" Gemini analyzes everything and produces an answer based on your personal data. Drive is no longer just a warehouse. It's becoming a personal knowledge base that actually understands what it contains. And here's the technical layer making all of this possible. On the same day everyone was focused on Workspace, Google quietly announced Gemini Embedding 2. It's aimed at developers, but its implications are massive. An embedding model is what allows AI to understand the meaning of content and compare it to other content. Think of it like a librarian who can classify every book, photo, and recording in a single catalog where everything is comparable. The previous Google model only handled text. Gemini Embedding 2 removes that limitation. It maps 5 types of media: text, image, video, audio, and PDF into the same vector space. Concretely, a search about taxes can now find an exact passage inside a video, an image that matches a description, or a relevant audio clip, all in one request. And here's the remarkable part. The model can process combined inputs. Send a photo of a vintage car with the question, "What type of engine does this have?" The system doesn't treat them separately. It understands the relationship between the image and the question as a single concept and searches for the answer across your database.
It also understands audio directly from sound waves, no transcription needed first. Early testing shows latency reduced by up to 70% in indexing pipelines, and similarity scores between text and image nearly doubled. There's a technique called Matryoshka representation learning at work here. Instead of spreading information evenly across thousands of dimensions, the most important data is concentrated in the first few. You can shrink the vector size by nearly 75% with minimal loss in precision. That means cheaper storage and much faster search at scale. This is the engine underneath everything. The Workspace announcements you see today are just the surface. Multimodal embeddings are what will power the next generation of search in Drive, Gmail, Photos, and beyond. So what makes this week so significant? It's the frontal collision of two visions.
Microsoft is betting on delegation, an autonomous agent working in the background powered by the best model available, even if it comes from a rival. That's a bet on raw power and flexibility. Google is betting on invisible integration, AI melting into the tools you already use, becoming a natural extension of how you work. That's a bet on ecosystem and scale. Both have their weak spots. Microsoft's paid adoption rate is under 4%, with pricing that clearly slows businesses and individuals. Google's new features are currently limited to AI Pro and Ultra subscribers, with Drive upgrades only rolling out in the US for now. But the direction is irreversible. The blank page, dying. The empty spreadsheet, vanishing. The presentation built from scratch, not for much longer. The 10-minute file hunt, over. The layer making all of this possible, multimodal embeddings, lets AI understand your work in ways that were impossible just 6 months ago. So the real question is no longer whether AI will transform office work. It's whether you'll be ready when it does. This transformation doesn't just affect developers or tech enthusiasts. It affects anyone who opens a document, sends an email, or creates a file. And these tools are evolving faster than most people realize. Mastering AI today isn't just an advantage anymore. It's a necessity. See you in the next one.